ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. We've got some massive breaking news. The Trump administration has launched a full-scale criminal investigation into Joe Biden and the Biden administration when it comes to the Autopen scandal. And they have already found the evidence that Joe Biden was not in D.C. when the Autopen was used. Do me a huge favor, smash that thumbs up. Subscribe, leave me a comment. Where are you tuning in from? Let's get right into it. So I got this pulled up in front of me on the Gateway Pundit. Biden Autopen scandal keeps growing. Here is analysis of Joe Biden's location and schedule while the Autopen signed pardons and communications. The Oversight Project released part 3 of their analysis of the Biden Autopen scandal amid a DOJ investigation. The Oversight Project previously determined that all of the pardons issued on January 19th had the same exact pardon Biden Autopen signature. They gathered every document they could find with Biden's signature. All used the same Autopen signature, except for the announcement that he was dropping out of the 2024 election. Now, when we go down, here's what we read. According to a new analysis by the Oversight Project, Joe Biden was in D.C. while the Autopen was signing tons of pardons and communications. But where was Joe Biden? Was he sitting in the Oval Office while the Autopen ran the presidency? On at least 8 occasions, Joe Biden hand-signed bills, but the Autopen signed executive orders on the same day, the Oversight Project said. If Joe Biden was physically in D.C., why was the Autopen signing important documents? I'd like to know. Of all the Autopen pardons issued by Biden or his handlers, 6 pardons were issued while Joe Biden was on vacation in St. Croix. In part 3, they go on to say, we found that the Biden White House issued a substantial number of executive orders via Autopen while President Biden was physically located in Washington, D.C. We also found that on at least 8 occasions, Biden hand-signed bills but auto-penned executive orders on the same day. We found this trend to be particularly concerning because there was no publicly available justification for why the Autopen would be used on such an important document when President Biden was available in D.C. to affix his wet signature, the Oversight Project reported on Tuesday. Accordingly, we conducted a similar analysis to determine whether President Biden issued pardons or prison commutations within Autopen while he was physically present in Washington, D.C. Recall, President Biden issued 51 clemency warrants while he was president. Over half, 32 in total, were signed with an Autopen. We pulled the White House press pool summary of President Biden's schedule for the days he issued acts of clemency via an Autopen. The results are alarming, the Oversight Project said. Think about this. He's in Washington, D.C., signing pardons, prison clemencies, right? Released the biggest fentanyl dealer in history from prison. But at the same time, so he's in D.C. signing some stuff with his hand, but someone in the next room is pardoning other people with the Autopen. Someone in the other room is passing legislation with the Autopen. Why not just bring it to him and he signs it? You know why? Because I think there was a pay-to-play scheme in the Biden Oval Office. I think there was a pay-to-play scenario. His staff, woke liberals, Jill Biden, his wife, his chief of staff, his staff that are woke liberals, right? They had people give them money because they knew they could use the Autopen, and so they sold Joe Biden's signature for money. But that's what the Bidens are known for. That's what they're famous for, right? They are famous, especially Joe Biden. He sold out our country in Ukraine for a bunch of money. You know, Burisma, gas company, sold us out for money. And now his signature was being sold by his staff for money. That's what happens when you are morally corrupt, bankrupt actually, when you are morally corrupt and bankrupt, when you don't stand on a foundation of principles. Money is your God. Money dictates your life. And a person like that should never be in politics. There is a full criminal investigation by Trump's White House and DOJ. And I do expect Jill Biden, Hunter Biden, Biden's administration in front of Congress under oath, testifying and spilling the beans. And baby, when that happens, it's handcuffing season. Subscribe. God bless you. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. I'll see you in the next one.